Welcome in. Today we're talking about the dip, that brutal stretch in recovery when motivation suddenly disappears somewhere around week 3 to 6. It can feel confusing because you think, wait, wasn't I doing better?
Yes, and that confusion is exactly what makes it so dangerous. People often expect recovery to feel steadily inspiring, but instead they hit this flat, heavy, almost colorless phase and assume something is wrong.
Let's name it clearly. The loss of motivation does not mean recovery is failing. A lot of the time, it means the honeymoon period is over and the real work is beginning.
Right. In the beginning, you've got urgency, maybe fear, maybe relief, maybe a burst of hope. But by week 3, 4, 5, the crisis energy wears off, and now you're left with ordinary days, ordinary cravings, and your ordinary brain saying, honestly, I'd rather not.
Recovery starts to feel less like a movie montage and more like doing the dishes. Again and again.
Exactly. And that's such an important reframe. The dip is often not drama. It's boredom, emotional flatness, irritability, restlessness, and the disappointment of not feeling magically transformed yet.
That part catches people off guard. They think, I quit the destructive behavior, so why don't I feel amazing? But sometimes what shows up first is exhaustion.
Or grief, or anger, or this strange emptiness because the thing you used to rely on, even if it was harming you, was still doing a job for you.
That's huge. If something was numbing stress, organizing your day, giving you relief, giving you reward, then taking it away creates a gap. And motivation alone usually isn't strong enough to carry you across that gap every day.
Which is why surviving the dip is less about feeling inspired and more about building support around the version of you who won't feel inspired. That's the version we need a plan for.
Say that again because that's the headline. Recovery gets sturdier when it stops depending on daily motivation.
Yes, because motivation is a mood, not a strategy. It comes and goes, but structure can stay.
So let's get practical. If someone is in week 4 and saying, I don't want to do any of this anymore, what do they do first?
First, normalize it. Not in a dismissive way, but in a grounding way. This is a known phase. I am not uniquely broken. That sentence alone can reduce shame, and shame is gasoline on relapse.
Then I'd say lower the bar, but do not remove the bar. This is not the week for heroic promises. This is the week for tiny, repeatable actions.
Yes, make the goal embarrassingly doable. Go to the meeting. Send the text. Take the walk. Eat the meal. Go to bed on time. Put one obstacle between you and the old behavior.
Embarrassingly doable is such a good phrase because people in the dip often set these giant comeback plans, then feel even worse when they can't sustain them for 48 hours.
And the brain loves that trap. It says, if we can't do this perfectly, maybe we should just give up. But recovery often survives on minimum viable effort.
Let's talk about what's happening emotionally too. Because sometimes the dip isn't just low motivation, it's that old feelings start getting louder.
Absolutely. Once the numbing or compulsive pattern is interrupted, your system has fewer ways to avoid discomfort. So sadness feels sadder, stress feels sharper, loneliness feels bigger, and your brain starts bargaining.
Maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe I can handle just a little. Maybe I was overreacting. Those thoughts can sound so reasonable in the dip.
They do, and that's why people need reminders written down before the dip hits. A list of what the old pattern was costing you can be incredibly protective when your memory gets selective.
I love that. Don't trust Dip Brain to write the story accurately. Let Clear Brain leave notes.